part 2 of the day. What's up, everyone? This is my post YCS Vegas report on Ancient Gears and how to possibly not play them again or to play them moving forward. The event itself went well in regards to, we had fun, but we did not do well day one. There was a lot of things team-wise that we could have dialed in a lot more. I had decent matchups, but not drawing any charmies until my 6th game of the day really made my hands not super duper, and so I'm not blaming it only on that. But like, I played Radziel round 1, and I drew Ultimate Slayer both times, but I simply just did not have enough cards in hand to play through all of his hand traps, and I didn't see Fortress, so you got to play with what you got, and I got domed. But we were also playing a 45 card list initially, so from that, they were taking out like 2 Salesman, the original Ancient Gear Golem, which we were playing because of Megaton, and then, oh shit, Magical Hound's on the side now, but I don't remember what I swapped out, but I'm playing Harpy's Feather Duster in the main now, which we weren't even playing at all in the list, which that just felt whack. So everyone had to make like some cuts or some changes. We played a list that was 45 cards initially. Again, I did not see any charmies the entire first 2 matches, or which just really hinders like getting to your cards. And then you typically with this deck, having 6 to 7 cards in your starting hand is ideal. Day 2, we entered a side event, or one of my teammates, he asked me to be on one of his teams, and I said for sure. I was the only one on that team that played Ancient Gears, but I won both my first 2 matches. I beat, was it Raziel? Yeah, I played Raziel. Match 2, I played against Mermail, which that was whack. To win the dice roll, make your opponent go first and just get fucking hand ripped. It's tragic. Then match 3, I played against Malice. We went to game 3 and he ended up getting me, which just sucked, but that is one of our harder matchups. Anywho, 41 cards in the main deck. We also now officially have Ancient Gear statues, so this is weird to see in English. This is a hero print one, so it looks a little bit different than all the main ones as well. But this card, I imagine there might be a little bit of a resurfacing of people giving this deck a crack just because this card came out. It is awesome. It facilitates a lot of your plays and OTKs. Again, if this resolves, you're typically in a very, very commanding position. But believe it or not, you're playing 3 legal versions now. I've been playing the deck illegally for the last few months, but it's okay. We're good now. 1 commander, I don't know how to ever do this shit. 1 commander, definitely not 2. We did cut down to 2 tanker, 3 wyvern, and 2 golem. Again, hound is in the side, but I still do play the 1 Gizmic, especially for urgent schedule. Hound, again, made it to the side deck. Again, might be a little bit more of a brick nowadays. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. But also it's great against Raziel still, and I guess certain matchups, if they play Floodgates or something, that you could use Hound against by all means, but it just didn't necessarily seem mandatory in the main deck. These are awesome, especially if you fucking draw them. 3 Perulia and 3 Fuolos. 3 Fuolos. Again, I did not see a Charmy until my 6th game, so match 1, didn't see one, match 2, didn't see him. I guess it would have been 7th game because I went to game 3 on one of my first 2 matches. But match 3, it continued. Yeah, game 1, it just sucked. And then finally, as soon as I started drawing him, my hand started being better. Then, to the spells. I don't remember how many monsters that is. You can count them. 2 Gear Town. I still think this is the correct ratio. Oh my god, my Malice player. Game 2, I opened up double Gear Town, and game 3, I opened up double Gear Town, and that was just, Craig was sitting right next to me, and we go back and forth on this one all the time, but I still think 2 Gear Town is the right ratio. Just power shuffle your shit and don't do what I did. Or just open up catapults to do something with it, but it was so unfortunate. These were so dead. It's tragic, shit happens, but 2 catapults to go with your double Gear Town that you open. The best card, goddammit, of the deck, especially if you can make it stick. Just struggled seeing it, and then let alone making it land. But then once it did, we were just off to the races. The games I won, I just absolutely floored it. And the games I lost, I was creeping in, but 3 advance, because this card searches any card you need in the deck. 3, ooh, 3 urgent. Konami, please print this as an alternate rare for the love of God. That's all I want. And not in the shitty OTS rarities it's been in lately, just like a good clean ulti. 3 forbidden droplet. Card's great. I don't really think I saw it that much day 1, which sucked, but I didn't. So it is what it is. 3 Slayer. The card was amazing against Ryzeal. You can hit a lot with I hit someone's Baguska with this by sending my own Baguska and sent it back and just went off from there. So card is still insane. I don't think anyone's trying to contradict that currently. For the 1-ofs, I put my goddamn Feather Duster back in because this card, every time I see it, it's so good. 1 fusion duel for your 2 ways to win, and then 1 Call by the Grave. Droll and Lockbird absolutely sucks. It sucks. There was my game, shit. I think it was against Ryzeal Fiendsmith, my 3rd match day 1, and I stopped like enough. What did I do? Maybe I Slayered, I'm not sure, but he had Judgment, because I had Fortress, which I was able to keep online, but I had a normal summon statue, and he Judgment of the statue, because I special summoned, I'm sorry, I special summoned the statue. And then he had Droll, so I got Judgmented and Drolled after, that was like my only play start. I was like, gosh, darn it. That's all I could have to say about that nicely, but it does happen. But man, Droll and Lockbird really sucks. Again, if you got it, you got it. Can't play around everything, but this deck just hard loses to Droll. Anyways, extra deck. I'm so glad that this is kind of on top of the extra now because it feels so right. 1 Clockwork. This is for the SP play. All you do is summon. I mean, anything that was this level 1,000 or less attacks. I mean, quite literally, Tanker, or I'm sorry, not Tanker. Jesus Christ, statue. You can't do the frog, but Commander as well. So a lot of times you go for Commander just to get it engraved. But you can link off into this, and then the Golem that you summon off of Urgent as well. You can use both to go into SP, and so you just get good spot removal with it. So came up. It's just to get as much utility out of it as possible, I would say, or like just to try and get as much utility out of SP as possible. We were debating on other cards to play around, but I decided to put this in, and it actually did come up, so it was nice. 2 Ballista. Again, you don't need 3, but you definitely need more than 1. 1 SP to go with the Clockwork. Cleafort. This also was nice because I was able to, against the Mermail player, I made SP and hit the Abyss Shrine out of his graveyard. So again, SP has pretty good utility still. Phoenix, again, this was one of the cards we debated on pretty heavily. Craig's on the same page. We played it, our other teammate did not, but just being able to hit back row and also while getting cards out of your hand that might be more beneficial in grave is so good. For the XYZs, Dagaris, Dweller, Baguska, and Aggregator. I cut Bucephalus, the Tri-Brigade monster. If you need to send a Link monster with Ultimate Slayer, you send a Ballista just so that you get another Ancient Gear name engraved for your fusions, for like dual per se. Fusions, Garura to send off Slayer. I like drawing a card, even though we lose to Droll. Sometimes drawing a card is really, really good. This could be another fusion. I get like you play like Ents per se if you wanted to, but I don't know if that's the better option, but I think that for the value that we get out of Garura, it's still the better choice. Howitzer, Golem, and Chaos Giant, or Ultimate Golem, and then Chaos Giant. I did cut Megaton again, just to make space. Again, Megaton and Bucephalus turned into, these two, which I feel like you're going to get utility out of way more. And then 1 Malong for the Blue Eyes matchup, so you can try and hit one of their synchros and then shuffle a card back. So shuffle, returns to hand if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Then the side was a little bit different. We were playing like 1 day a piece and whatnot to go with it, but I had to make some adjustments to the side, but I do really, really, really like how it's currently set. 3 Spooky Dogwood for going into game 3, or if you're going first, it just puts your opponent like this with Charmies can be really good. Again, it just kind of prevents you from dying, especially if you're in game 3 or getting close to time. Meows card is great against Malice. It's still a very, very prominent deck, but you also play the Lancia with it, so you are playing all 9 Charmies in this build, which is kind of wild. Magical Hound, the other Ancient Gear, Fusion, and then Lightning Storm. Again, this is just great for clearing back row or a bunch of Link monsters. Malice. This is for going first, so that way you can make your Howitzer, but then you still have your 2 other fusions. So you side this in, so you can make Howitzer turn 1, but then you have another fusion and duel to access both of your other targets. I just hate the idea of playing 3 fusions and only 2 ways to fusion summon. And then the cheeky going first card is also Heat Wave, because it now makes it so that even when you're going first, you actually just get to go second and win still, which is dope. So that is the side. I really, again, like how the deck sits. It's at 41 cards right now. It ran much better day 2 than it did day 1. So I would say if you have been sitting on an Ancient Gear core and statue just came out, it's like fucking, I think you probably get a play set for $5 now, or 5 to $10. So for what it does to the deck and how much it cracks it open, it is definitely worth taking a shot at it. It is very fun. I definitely, again, I love Earth Machines and a huge fan of going second, so I think this deck has a lot of really interesting lines. I got to learn a lot from my teammates over the weekend. And shout out to Alex, the gentleman that I got to meet at the beginning of the day. Really, really cool. He's a follower of the channel and whatnot, but I just wanted to give you a shout out, man. I really did appreciate our interaction, and obviously everyone else over the weekend that I got to meet. Austin, if you're watching this, what up, boy? And then everyone else, thank you for tuning in. Obviously, I'm open to any feedback, but please go absolutely fuck up your locals with this deck, because no one knows what to do against it, and it's so fun. Deuces.